What's up, guys? I had to get on camera today real quickly to show you a new pickup that I got. It's a monster. It's probably one of my biggest pickups to date. So I just had to come on real quickly. You guys know that I'm big into the arcade scene at the moment, thanks to Boss Bosley and a few of you others that really got me into this. And you know that I recently, bought my Jaleco Pony 4 candy cab from Ken over in Utah, and I instantly fell in love with this thing. I got a good amount of arcade games so far, and really that's all I'm concentrating on. I haven't played a console game in God knows how long. But anyway, I'm constantly searching the forums, eBay, there's Craigslist, the paper, whatever, for additional arcade cabinets to add to my collection. Not the traditional American. I'm always just looking for the Japanese candies because I really find them, priceless and timeless in that matter. I really think, they hold up in style. They're real modern looking, and the screens are always nice and big, and I just love them. It reminds me of when I was a kid in Chinatown playing this shit. So, I'm always looking, and finally something. An opportunity arose last week for me to pick one up, a new candy cab. And I finally made arrangements this weekend to pick this thing up. So I figured I could show you this today. Here it is. Alright, what you're looking at here is a Sega Naomi Universal. As you can see, this thing is made for the Naomi arcade board. It's a stand-up cabinet, different than my sit-down. As you can see, it's a lot bigger, and also, as you can see, it's see-through. It's really modern and sleek. Let me just pull this thing out so you can see what it looks like. So as you can see, it's a Sega Naomi Universal cabinet. The monitor protrudes out the back, and then it's basically just a really sleek line going down into the base, which is where the arcade boards go. And your soundboard, your power supply, all your wiring, everything runs down there. So it's a really sleek looking cabinet, as you can see. It's personally one of my favorite cabinets out. I really find it really good looking. This particular cabinet came with only a 2-button control panel, which I'm going to switch out. This whole entire thing, you can unscrew, these bolts, and this orange piece just pops right out. You can just switch the new one right in. Coming down here, you have the coin mechanism. It's missing a lock, but that's okay. It's got the whole entire coin mechanism in there, really nice and clean. It all works. It all works fine. Down here is where the coins would collect. So it came with the original coin bucket. And then if you open this one up, this is where you have your on switch and your board. Your Naomi board would just slide right in there, your game cartridge. Really easy, really clean. Another cool thing about this particular cabinet, there's a lock under the control panel here. If you just turn it like that, you can pop the control panel right up like so and access, the panel. You can make your adjustments to the wiring if you have an issue with the buttons. Really easy to access. It's really clean. You have your your contrast, your brightness knob, all your monitor settings. You have your test switch, service switch 1 and 2, and your degauss, which basically is if you rotate the monitor to play your shmups, or you rotate it horizontal to play your fighting games or whatnot, you're most likely going to have to hit that button in order to kick the monitor back in, because when you rotate it, it kind of gets all flickery and stuff. Also, there's a volume knob, which is nice. That leads right to the soundboard, so you can adjust your volume on any game that you decide to play. Also has this glass panel here where you can pop it up and put in your move list here for whatever game you wish. It's missing the marquee, which should go above the light here, but that's okay. The only other negative that I really want to tell you is there's a few screws missing, like this one right here. and a few others in the back. Other than that, this cabinet is pretty clean. It's really nice looking. It's been repainted, so you know, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's been repainted, so it's not really the best job. It's kind of like a half-ass job, but you really can't tell. It's really nice, you know. It didn't stop me from buying it. And this particular metal thing here is not supposed to be here. This was put here by one of the previous owners, because as you can see, there's a crack that probably traveled from here down to about here. So he just put this plate here to you know, keep it sturdy. But if I put a lot of weight on this thing, it ain't going nowhere. It's solid. It's a lot more solid even than this one. So, you know, it was a good job as far as functionality, but it might not be the most attractive looking thing, but I can always fix that myself. Now, let's talk a little bit about the technical specs of this thing. Now, going back to the Jaleco Pony, this thing runs through JAMA, which is your old standard for all video games, JAMA arcade boards. But, you know, in the 99s up into the early 2000s and further, they kind of changed the industry standard to JVS. Now, a lot of games still come in JAMA, but JVS is pretty much the new standard as far as high resolution video games are concerned. So the Naomi board is made for high resolution. So basically the difference between an HD TV and an old school tube TV. So this is basically a tube TV, and this is basically an HD TV, if you want to compare it in that aspect. So this is a JVS style arcade cabinet. So it's not going to run, you know, your Neo Geo games or your CPS2 games, but it will play your Naomi games, which is basically what this thing was made for, as you can see. So with that being said, this monitor outputs in 31K as opposed to 15K here, and the difference between that, like I said, is basically the difference between a CRT old school television and an HD TV. So I'm gonna fire this thing up and show you how good the picture quality is. But you know, like I said, the Naomi board, which is in it, that can play in here with an adapter, but it's gonna downgrade the video quality to 15K, so you're not gonna get that perfect video quality that really it was made to be played in. But this cabinet will. So I got this pretty much just to run Naomi, and I want to fire up a game so I can kind of show you how crisp the picture quality is on this thing, because it's absolutely amazing. Like I was aware that it was great quality, but I had no idea as far as how good until I plugged this thing in. It's actually amazing. So let's take a look at this here. I mean, you're not going to get the best quality with this camera, but you'll have an idea, at least, to how sick the quality really is. Let me just turn my light off. So let's just go into just put some coins in. Hang on one second. Now running that exact game on my my Pony, it looks nothing like that. Again, this camera doesn't really give it justice, but I mean, I guess you're just gonna have to take my word for it. What else can I tell you about this thing? When I originally got it, the light up top didn't work, but I recently went to the hardware store and got that corrected. And the only other thing is the left speaker's not working, so I'm gonna have to replace that. But ironically, this thing uses car stereo speakers, so I can easily swap that out as soon as I get the right screw to open that up. It's a really large security bit, so I'm gonna have to find that in order to fix that speaker issue. I guess that's it for today. I just wanted to show you my sick Sega Naomi Universal cabinet. So if you have any questions or comments about this thing, you let me know. I'd be happy to answer it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.